My last and the biggest favorite at the moment is Grüner Veltliner. It has a big history in Burgenland, and we have old wines from this, so I'm very willing to show a new picture of the Burgenland to the people in the world, saying the Burgenland is not only red wine, we have fantastic whites that is grown on these specific soils that we have here. I mean, and look at that. I mean, it's the coolest spot, it's a perfect exposition here. And I mean, it's a never-ending process to think about which vineyards are having a specific taste and which is maybe better with co-fermentation. The co-fermentation is creating a way more cozy wine in a certain positive aspect than a single vineyard that has the chance to give super special expression. And we are searching for both, as not every day is a Sunday. There's also Monday. I think the whole winemaking process is starting in the vineyard. We try to understand the vineyard, and this is already half of the winemaking. So if you understand the character of the vineyard and the point zero of the grape and the direction the grape and the terroir is leading you, you just need to follow the path. All the talks about winemaking, how many days maceration, all the numbers, all the theories, the pressing, everything is leading you back to the vineyard, because this is where it comes from. Question is, are the skins very thick? Have they been exposed to the sun? Have they been in the shadow? How much bitterness do they have? Is it a limestone soil type which is leading to higher acid maybe? How is the pH and things like that? So all this is way more important than thinking about maceration. Should I macerate it for 4 hours or for 6 hours? This doesn't make a real difference in the end. We've discovered and written down more than 23 different versions of maceration of white wine. This is the only wine that we find that is very much into winemaking. We can decide, depending on the vintage, how to create it, how to do it. But the rest of our vinification methods are super simplified. So take the nice grape, press it very gently into a barrel, ferment it and bottle it in the end. There is no secret. The secret is in the vineyard, no? And not in the cellar. If your secret is in the cellar, the way we like to work in the vineyards is to leave them on its own on a certain point, to see it as a kind of garden inside a garden. So a wine garden inside a garden of herbs or garden of flowers. I see it as a kind of romantic relationship between me and the plant and between me and the vineyard. There is no special recipe in total, beside the fact that we try to understand the needs of the place, the needs of the vineyard, and give what we think it might need. So support to a certain point, but not overfeed and not overwork the vineyard. This is a long-term project. I would say it doesn't end within a year with the season. So, and if somebody is asking, is this your vineyard, or how many hectares are you owning, which is a frequently asked question, or how many hectares, blah, blah, all these. I always say, no, I'm not owning the vineyards. The vineyards, they own me. I belong to them way more than they belong to me. Maybe on the paper, yes, but we work here, we live here, more than in my bed, no? So. The non-tradition is a fantastic example for how I'm seeing the world of wine. I mean, I don't understand a lot of the so-called traditions that exist, and I'm always questioning them and also questioning myself. So I found out if people that are doing traditional wines, what I'm doing is the non-tradition to it. And of course, The naming was also a bit provoking. I mean, I see it as part of my job to wake up the people a bit as well. The work with the horse only has benefits. I mean, there's not any negative. So in the best case, there is less compression than with a tractor. In the best case, the horse Mika is helping us with improving the soil by giving some horse manure. The feeling of the horse is in the wines, and there is no noise or no sound of a tractor or anything. And if you work with the plow, you really feel the soil and you know what you've been working for after that. And I like horses anyway. Sometimes I feel I better come along with horses than with humans. So So during the last vintages, we also made certain tests and test vinifications of some single vineyards that we thought, okay, the soil and the exposition and the steepness is that special that maybe if we put a small barrel from this or a small barrel from that plot as a single vineyard, maybe this could be an idea for the future. And we wanted to see if the expression of this specific place is individual and strong enough to show it as a single bottling. And so during the last 2 vintages, we were able to bottle some very nice Chardonnay and some very nice Pinot Blanc, which is the Chardonnay is the Aïeux, and the Pinot Blanc is All the Love of the Universe, which was from a vineyard that we really took very good care of. So All the Love of the Universe. The vineyards are super close. I mean, we are having here on this specific hill, we are having 146 rows that belong to us. So it is possible to get the whole taste of one hill and the special climate into the bottle. The big question ever since we are owning this vineyard was, should we do a single vineyard Chardonnay or not? The big question of my life. So the answer, as we tasted the first 3 years of experimental vinification, the answer was yes, because it's really, really special. You have this mix of schist and calcareous terroir into one old wine, 60-year-old wines, and on top there is quartz. We still ask ourselves the reason for the quartz. How is it showing up in the wine? I think it's a fruit-forwarding effect on the plant and on the wine in the end. It's called AIOU. It means literally loved by the ones who know, avoided by the ones who don't know. Here, this is a classic example for a double plant system that is quite historic in the region, that was used for grape varieties that have a tendency into earlier ripening. So this system is creating a different kind of grape in the end, because there is 2 roots and 2 plants side by side. So there's 2 rootstocks that is leading to a maximum of competition, which is leading to a strong expression of soil, to more mineral pickup, because there is 2 root systems and they are forced to root deeper on the search for nutrition and minerals they can use. So the plant should pump up the mineral all the way up and then pump it into the grapes, and then we have it in the glass and we can drink it. So this is a nice idea that I have, how to reflect soil and how to explain the specialty of a place. So the idea in general is to take myself a bit out of all this winemaking process and let the terroir speak, because I think the terroir can do it much better than I could do it with a technical solution in the cellar. So, yeah. We try to avoid everything that is manipulating and not cool for the grape. The Himmel of Erden Weiss has grown up during the last years, and it comes from a high density planting, in this case of Grüne Veltliner. It's also plowed and tilled by horse, which is a nice feeling in the end. It's our start into the universe of wine. And it's a very important wine because many people know the wine, and so it's kind of our signature. The vineyard here on the right to me is also, it's Blaufränkisch, and it's one of the most calcareous places that we have, and it runs into this becomes Himmel of Erden Rosé. As in my opinion, a rosé wine is nothing else than a white wine, just from red grapes. So there's direct press, there is no maceration. We are picking this rosé within 2 weeks to have a maximum range of different aromatics, so from early ripening to mid ripening to super ripe, and all this is supported by the high activity of the limestone that gives a certain texture to this wine. It gives the grip, it gives the emotion and the energy. The first action that I did when I took over the winery from my father, I quit the rosé. Because when I was a kid, I thought the rosé is not a real wine. And they got me, the friends of my father, and said, "We are not sure if you know how to make a proper rosé." And I said, look guys, okay, I will try and I will show you how to make a rosé. And the rest is story, no? I mean, yeah. The Himmel of Erden range is was one of the first art editions that we made. So I always found the idea to put some nice art on the label and send it into the world is a very nice thinking. So I always imagine, for instance, if somebody in Brazil is receiving a package of Himmel of Erden and then opens and not only has some greetings from Burgenland as a liquid greeting, but he also has a nice piece of art on the label, and this is a big satisfaction for me. I was also thinking about maybe if I would ever get a tattoo, I would tattoo the Himmel of Erden something. I mean, let's see how far we go, no? Maybe one night in Barcelona or so, no? So the influence of the forest is fantastic. In the drought, they press water to the vineyard. When it's hot, they press cold air into the vines that is cooled down to a certain temperature, even when it's hot. And from the front side, you have the sun that is heating up the plants. And in the middle, you have the grapes that start with 0, 6, something, 10 degrees in the morning, and then in the day it heats up. And this difference between day and night temperature is creating a certain delicatesse in the wine and is creating the uniqueness. Cool aromatics, and not only in a metaphoric sense, cool wine, but also in flavor-wise. Yeah. I'm searching for the holy grail of wine now for more than 30 years, I think. Since I was a kid, I was searching for it, and I discovered some years ago that I already saw it. I saw it over there. There is the holy grail, and I wanted to take it, but every vintage is different. So I understood that my life will be the search, and will be dedicated to the search for the holy grail of the wine. I hope I will find it one day.